Well, winging your
Oh,
business.
hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Sock Talks with Sean and Joy. And
Hey, how about we change our name to the Gratitude Movement Club?
that's
You know, you're part of the
interesting.
club if you come along with us. If
Yeah,
not, you're not
yeah.
part of the club. You don't get to, we don't teach you the secret handshake. You don't feel the grace of sending cards to people and making their days. You gotta be part of the club, man.
Oh, what to think about? I think I start my logo all over again and everything, Sean. So, anyways, it's all good. But hey, listen, glad you're here with
This
us
is what
today on
businesses
this.
do. We always update, remember?
I know, I know. Well, this is true. This is true. But
Change
then
it
again,
good. Change it
there has
good.
been people that have changed their branding and they flopped and went back to it. Tropicana orange juice was one of them. I just want you to know that. I remember
Because
that.
I won't drink orange juice if they change their brand.
Yeah, well, it just changed people buying it. They bought the
Or
milk.
New Coke in the 80s, but they changed the formula, but there's still conspiracy that that thing was a whole play. Anyway, how are you
Yeah,
today? Let's talk about branding.
yeah. Let's talk about gratitude. Let's talk about. Well, hey, first of all, as we tell everybody, have you watched the new videos? On your app. Swipe down, you'll get
All
updated.
four are new
Yeah, all four are new now. So make sure you
or
go back and
updated.
watch those.
We should say updated.
Yeah, updated, and I think one of the biggest and the best. I think it's just awesome now that we have the link now for send a free card right there. So you're not bumbling going back and forth because we're showing the video and we're missing the part about send a free card. That has the importance of doing that has not changed. We haven't really talked about it too much, but we need to because that's really important. And then plus two, that person has now become a client of yours to where follow-up is going to be easier for you. So you've got to get them to send a free
And now
card.
you're getting
Got to pass
messages.
it.
I was in the middle of a walkthrough and I got a text. Hey, you have someone sending a card. I'm like, I know, I'm walking through it.
Yeah, see, that's another thing that's brand
Yep.
new. So it's like really exciting now that we're getting texts when somebody does walk through and whether it'll tell you whether they finished it or not, they haven't quite finished it or whatever the case may be. So I have not personally got any of those yet, Son, so I don't know, but I know Callie put on there this week. One came through her and she screenshotted the message that
Yeah,
you get,
I go.
for
Well,
that. So
and think about all the things that we do in our lives, and then you get follow up.
yeah.
And think of it this way: how many times have you acted on something late, not right there, but later because of an email you got or a text? You're like, oh yeah, I really need to finish that. I need to do that, and I buy it now. So think, I mean, I think Cody, Cody said it on Monday, or Callie said it several times. Cody, they're giving us the tools to be successful.
Yes. Yes.
We just need to use them consistently. And when you said, when we exploded, when this company exploded the first time around, 2005 through mid 2010s, that the decade, the one constant and the duplication was get somebody to send a card.
Yeah.
Have them send a card. Get the feeling of what they felt like when they hit that send button, and then they get it back from somebody. And you're right, that hasn't changed.
Mm-mm.
The videos are great. Using the videos, I use the videos, and whether I use them before or you're having a conversation, you send them and then you have them watch it, or after, use those videos because you want them speaking for you and what this company is going to do and what it does.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
having someone send the card is magic. I,
Yeah.
I, I still believe that
Yeah,
today.
and the video is bringing the mission to play, what we're
Right?
doing and why.
Everybody wants to be
And
involved in a club.
you want to be part of the club. You be part of the club, and then the card is another layer of that feeling.
Yep.
It's another that you want to get them to feel. And so, there's a variety of ways to get to that. I'm so blessed. I'm so glad that everybody put that, that it's now on that video, because it's right there and you're not bubbling. Well, go
Click right
ahead,
there.
click out of this,
Yep.
go to this, whatever, let's send a
Right.
free card, kind of thing. It's all right there. And I know for me now, when somebody wants to just send a free card, you know, guess what? We can send them that same video. Say, hey, it's right here. By the way, watch this first
Watch
video.
the first one and
There's
then
your
click on the
link.
link. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then click on
No,
the link.
that's good.
Send
That's
free
great.
card. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I still try to walk them through sending a card. Not that people don't figure apps out, websites all the time.
Right. Right.
Um, but
How do you, yeah.
I just like that you can answer questions. Questions come up, or you can ask questions. Not. not elaborating on the site, but how can you see yourself using this? How would you use it in your business?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
impact would it have on your business?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can have those kind of questions, planting those seeds for people that maybe aren't thinking that, oh, well,
Right, right.
so,
Yeah, and whether you're meeting somebody in person, whether you're meeting them on Zoom, it has become even more apparent now that you don't want to just pull up your site and show the video.
I mean, yeah,
You
yeah.
wanted them to pull it. I'm going to send you this link. Go ahead and click on it. We're going to watch this video, send a free card, or we're going to, whatever. And everybody's individual. Everybody's different. Every situation and people you're talking to, like Sean and I are going to give you ideas. Callie talks about different things. Cody talks about different things, and you can't, every person's not going to be the same, but
No,
the
you have to be
objective for
able to,
every person should
right,
be the
and
same.
think on the fly
Yeah.
and, oh, I don't, let me do, somebody asked me the other
Yeah.
day, I was, um, kind of coaching somebody and they're not on my team and just the follow up. And he said, when you get to the email and username and password, I have a lot of people that won't do that. I'm like, I've never encountered that. Honest, I've never. I'm like, okay, we're going to, and I think I tee it up like at the end, you're going to create an account. And, and I usually go in to put your email and then the username and password, it's just case sensitive. You don't have to, and I've never encountered an issue, but that's probably in that person's head, like, oh, are they going to do that? But you're right. I think we all should take a look, whether it's once a week, once a month, and say, what I'm, what I've been doing and how I've been presenting, is it duplicatable?
Mm-hmm.
No matter how you're doing it, video first, card first, video second. How is it can can that person that I just shared that with and showed this, can they now do that right now with somebody?
Mm-hmm.
And if the answer is not yes, then take a look at it. What am I doing? How can I change it? How can I simplify it? I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking too much, like I am now. So use the tools. Use the
Yeah.
tools, and you're right, Joy. The I like that when. So I'm going to start doing that. Hey, I'm going to send you a text, and that's how we're going to send a free card. Because a lot of my appointments are they're already teed up to send the card, but now I'm going to, and I usually send the video ahead of time. But now it's like, no, you need to watch it, and there's going to be a link at the end. Just go to your computer, click on it, watch the video, and then we're just going to click on that when we get together. So I like that. I'm going to start using
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It
I
makes
think
the
that,
you got to watch the video. Oh no, you can't send a card unless you watch the video. No.
yeah. Yeah. Well, and teeing it up. I like what you said, that going there too, as you're talking to somebody, you're putting right in there and says, not just watch a video, we're going to send a free card and there's a short video, or a short video, and then we're going to send a
Yeah.
free card, and tee that up ahead of time.
And I usually tell them, we're going to send a card to somebody you care about.
Yeah, that was
Because
another thing I was getting
most
ready to
people
say
are
too.
business
Yeah.
people and they're thinking, oh, I need a client. And I'm like, the first one I want you to send, like I walked somebody through yesterday, he sent a card to his daughter. Now,
Mm.
how cool is that when his 11-year-old daughter gets that card next week and opens it? And yeah, I got you.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, I know. I get people out there, well, I want to send it to me so I can see what it looks like. No, 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 I'm taking
no,
care of that.
that is
I'm
all. Yeah.
taking care of giving it to
I
you. That's
actually,
it.
while you're sending yours, I'm going to send mine to you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I do that with people all the time. But
No, you got to, because you want them to, when they hit send, and not everybody's going to get that warm and fuzzy, but most will, like, oh, or they're thinking, like I walked somebody through last week and he sent a smart ass card to one of his buddy. He just moved here and he sent a card to one of his buddies in New Jersey. And he's in my new to my BNI group. And today he's like, my friend got the card. I said, what kind of reaction did you get? He goes, just the one I wanted. I'm like, cool. So, and he's like, now I want to send more. So when they send a card to somebody they care about, that adds a little, that's the extra little
yeah,
icing on the
yeah.
cake.
Yeah, another little tidbit for everybody out there too. You got customers out there that they're getting, they you can see when their subscription is running out, how many more days they have, da da da, and all that kind of stuff. If you have the opportunity to talk to them, say, hey, who are you thinking about today? Hey, just let's use these cards up on pick 5 people that right off the
Yeah,
bat you're thinking of,
absolutely.
for no reason, just and get the card out.
And they
So
don't have to be for business.
no, no, that's what I mean. Yeah,
But
it's
if you are thinking about a client, that's
yeah.
probably a really good reason to send them a card. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. So
all right,
awesome.
I don't think we talked about what we were going to talk about, but this is really good.
Yeah. Yeah, Yeah, here we go again, just right off the top. See,
Yep, that's okay. That's okay.
but it's okay. It's okay. So, but yeah, do the four videos, all brand new. Go through
Watch,
them.
that's your homework. Watch them this weekend.
Yeah, and you'll
And if
give
you haven't
yourself
plugged
points
into
on the daily eight.
And if you haven't plugged into Callie and Jordan's calls, go back and watch some of those because there's some great training in there. And then remember April 12th, if you're like, okay, I had them watch the video, they sent my card, they sent a card now, and then always after they send the card, show them the different subscriptions and the add-ons. And
Yeah,
if they don't jump in, invite them to the April 12th. Or here's something else that we have that I thought of you, and send them a card, just like you said.
yeah.
Just keep
Well,
working on.
that's a good point. And what I know, I say to people too when they're looking and they're deciding, they say, well, I just want to, I just want to be what I am. I want to try the five cards, whatever the case,
Perfect.
or the
Okay.
$5, the three cards. I said, well, here's
But
what I'm
it's not there
doing.
anymore.
April 12th. Oh, is it not there anymore? Okay.
No, they got to do
I
the
thought it was
17th.
further down. I thought it was further down. Okay,
Oh,
maybe it's off there. Okay, cut that. We can't edit this, so
yeah. So for it's
yeah.
like
But
talking to the
my
jury.
point,
Disregard what Joy just said.
yeah, just cross it off. But the point
Never mind.
it's real important to tell them, like, I said, I understand where you're at, what you might want to do. I said, but here's what I'm going to tell you something. On April the 12th, I said, we're going to be adding a new product. We're going to be adding something new to
We don't
Profit.
know, and we don't know what it is.
We don't know what
Tom,
it is.
tell Tom.
We don't know. We do not know what it is. I said, but what we do know is I tell them this now all the time. I said, what I do know is two things. I said, number one, when you attend this, you're going to hear where we are, where we started, and why we've made changes, and why we're making why we're adding another product. Okay, you're going to hear that. I said the second thing is we know is people that are on a subscription by the 11th, you're going to have an advantage to whatever product is being
Right.
introduced.
Yep.
I said, my advice to you is to get on the 17th just for 30 days if you want to,
Yep.
but get on it so that you can see, what's happening, and then you can decide from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the kind of language I'm using right now for people.
Perfect. No, it's good. And invite to that. I mean,
Yes.
it's our network marketing is always the next appointment, the next invite, the next appointment, the next invite until someone signs up or they say, leave me the hell alone. We'll still send them cards because in 6 months or a year, I just had a realtor that after 2 years came back, I need to do this. Okay. But I continue to send cards. Don't cut them off. And that's it. New people, show them and then sign them up. And if they've not signed up, you get your system, however you want to use it to continue to invite and add value to them and practice what we preach, staying in front of people. So
That's right. That's right. And it's funny because we tell our clients all the time how important it is for them to get their heart in what you do so they can continue to be customers. You've got to get to their heart. You've got to get to their feeling. You got to give them value, so that they feel valuable to you. Our clients have to feel valuable
absolutely.
to us.
It's our business.
It's our job to make them feel valuable too. This is our business as we're trying to help other businesses get here. So don't ever lose that.
And you know what? If you struggle with that, get a campaign where you have 4 or 5 cards in it and you hit send and you're covered for a year.
Yeah.
And another great tool is Pulse.
Yes.
And looking at Pulse, it's the second icon over, and then looking at Active. And it has people that have just done some. I'm struggling to find people. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3 people that I probably haven't sent a card to in a while that I need to send cards to in here.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So look at that. Look at Active. That even has new orders.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking at a person here right now. She placed a card on Monday, the 17th, and she randomly places cards. So she is definitely somebody I've got to, I'm going to be reaching out to, say, hey, Melanie, get on a subscription,
good point.
What's happening.
That 5 cards and spent $42. There's a $17 that gives you 5 cards a month.
I know. Yeah. And you can actually go in and click on them and see exactly what they did.
If they're on a subscription, did they just do an order? Use that. If you're not using that, that's a good tool just to see what's going on in your business.
Yeah.
Without
Like
going
this
into the
person.
back office, it's got all their orders. It's got if they've done something outside their subscription. It's got if they haven't done a subscription, and then if you haven't sent them a card in a while, send them a card.
Yeah, exactly. Like this person, she sent 2-pack brownies and a card,
Perfect.
so she paid full price for all of that.
Yep.
And again, the 17 would have saved her.
Yep. So,
She almost spent $17 without being on 17 and do 5 of them.
you know,
So anyway, the Pulse is awesome. The Pulse is awesome, a great way to really see, the inactive people. And I know for me, when I look at these inactive people, I can scan down through there and say, well, they bought a big package at Christmas. They did a big package in November. They did a
the time
package,
again.
and it's like, okay, you're only doing it once a year, but get on it for now. I mean, see, that might, who knows what it's going to be.
I had one today. She bought a package last Friday. She's in my chapter, and then I said something about, hey, because I probably helped her with the back of the card. I said, we've got a package that the consultant or the experts do an excellent job with your branding on the back. And she goes, you know what? I got a card from somebody and their back was awesome. I'm like, because they did what I'm telling you. So it's a
Yeah.
great way for if you want to upgrade and have them create some cards for you. And if you
Yeah.
haven't done that, pay the 137 to have your branding on the back
Yeah, give
because
them 2
this
hours. You
this
know,
is well worth it to have it both ways.
yes,
They'll make both of, whether the card's this way or this way,
we're on our
whatever
birthday.
branding you want, and then have them create a 4 card campaign to new people you share. It's your business, but you gotta keep
Yeah.
adding to it. And
And,
so,
and by the way, get using them for the first 2 hours too. You're going to get the campaigns that they have already put together for new customers and new
yep,
consultants. So now there's some campaigns there for you. So, just, utilize them and get the cards out there. Remember your customers.
absolutely. All right, I think we've
Right.
covered everything.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Sarah. I think
perfect.
so. I think we did good, Sean, for not knowing what we were going to talk about today, huh?
I don't know. That's good. It's always works out better that way. So, all
Nah, we're all good. We're
right,
all good.
have a great
Hey,
weekend, Joy.
guys, see you next week. Take
All right,
care.
take care.
Bye-bye.